Hello everyone, my name is Brandon. I'm 16 and converting to the Catholic faith, and today I wanted to talk about the subject of tithing. It's usually a basket carried around during the church service for the people at the service to put money in. It's when the community comes together in service to the church. In the majority of Protestant movements, the doctrine of tithing has been abused. The pastor takes it as their advantage to increase the money in their hands, of which are already full. The Protestant churches have absolutely misused the doctrine of tithing in selfishness, where the money is given simply to the pastor. These Protestant churches do not date back to early Christianity and the original church fathers. If you're Lutheran, your church was founded by Martin Luther in the 1500s. If you're Anglican, your church was founded by King Henry VIII in the 1500s, a man guilty of slaughtering multiple of his wives. If you're Baptist, your church was founded by John Smith in the 1600s. If you're of the SDA church, your church was founded by Ellen G. White in the 1800s. To summarize it, Protestantism doesn't represent Christianity as it doesn't date back to the church fathers. The reason why there's so much debating within Protestantism, such as on the topic of tithing, is because they don't actually date back to the early church, so they don't actually know how the tradition works, but rather they have ideas on how to practice it based off of hints in scripture. In Protestantism, each church is debating how to properly follow the message of Christ. However, this debate will never end as it is based merely on personal interpretation. However, a part of this debate of one's own interpretation, it is historical that only the Catholic Church and Orthodoxy date back to the early church and original church fathers. So we have the Christian traditions kept alive till this day because we actually know them as we date back to the church fathers themselves. So to see the authenticity of Christian tradition, we should take a look at Catholicism, in which these traditions have not been abused but rather kept alive since the days of the early church. In the Catholic Church, tithing is kept in its proper form. We are recognizing how God has given us many gifts, as in we're counting our blessings. So in return, by giving money to the church, it is symbolizing us giving back to God, who has been so gracious in giving to us. As Catholics, we're called to give our lives to the community and that of the church. And the money given during the service is to help the community. For my church, the money is given to help those in need. It's a form of almsgiving. When you study the church fathers, it is clear that tithing was enriched within early Christianity. So as Catholics who date back to the early church itself, our traditions have been carried on from them, thus kept alive. When you tithe, you're giving back to the people and the community of the church. So this was just a brief introduction to the idea of tithing. Anyways, I hope this video helped you to understand the doctrine of tithing. It's a beautiful act of humility and that of charity. Anyways, I thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video to show that you want more, as the support is highly appreciated, as well as to subscribe below to stay in tune for future content. So I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Ave Maria.